Why, hello there, fellow survivors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus Elysium, Episode 8, Material Processing for Composites. Wait, you can make milk out of soy now? Oh. Wow, that's quite the shortcut. I'm gonna have to grow some soybeans. There's a lot of late game recipes that require milk, which usually requires you to have cows. But if you can just skip that for soybeans, that's like an incredible shortcut. And soybeans are native to volcanic regions, which there are some here in Elysium. So I wouldn't even need to spend anything. I wouldn't need to spend any of my Ren or anything like that on that either. I could just go find it. What am I missing for that? Oh, more organic resin. Okay, seems like organic resin is still the bottleneck, but I'll probably go to sleep prior to grabbing that. 'Tis that time of day. Alright, so Pedersk, you leveled up, probably because you were getting some of that experience from all my resource grinding. Taking a look at what you've got. I don't even know, stamina regeneration to sprint speed, maybe? At this point, like, most of the highly sought-after skills are already unlocked. So, I much less care about where I go from here for him. So if you're wondering, I see the jokes in the chat. You can actually have like uranium arrows. That's like very much a thing that you can get. So here in the tier 5 tree, you have like uranium crossbow bolts and uranium arrows. And uranium, most of like the specialty arrows will infer a chance for a status effect. And you can give them like radiation poisoning, which is a way to, I guess, defend yourself against some targets. In truth, I think it's probably a bit of a waste of uranium, because uranium's really hard to get. Well, it's not hard to get, but I'm going to say it's hard to get in this game. And it's dangerous to get. It's kind of sketchy to get. So using it for, like, uranium arrows feels weird. But who am I to judge? Also just occurred to me that I turned all of my wood into sap. So if I want to make more organic resin, I'm going to need to cut down another tree. Where was that tree I cut down that I didn't finish because I got full? Thought it was here. I mean, I don't really care about like biome destruction. This was it? Yeah. But if it's already in the ground, might as well grab it. I also dropped some wood, but I don't see where that was. So, whatever. Maybe it's worth in a boss fight? Well, in a boss fight, you're probably not... I don't know. I mean, if you're going to want to use a bow, go for it. Most of the boss fights in this game probably require something that does a little bit more oomph than a bow, unless you have tons of combat pets or, like, explosive arrows or, you know, because there's other ways to do it. Alright, I'm just about full up. And I've already got, maybe I think over a third of the electronics I need. As long as you put your nose to the grind wheel or whatever, it's not that bad. Alright, Tall Paul, how you doing? You finally healthy again? I guess it doesn't really matter because there's not a lot of animals immediately outside this cave anymore. They like they're dead. So there's not a lot of experience for him to draft off of anymore as a result. Alright, so that's all the carbon paste I need for the carbon fiber for the mats processor. So I've got 2 in here. Oh no, I thought I had 2. Yeah, let me cancel these bills. Just get the carbon paste. Now, let's put these back. So we officially have all the carbon paste we need. And I'm getting them cooked up now. And then for the mats processor, we're 25 of 60 electronics, and then 1 of 3 titanium plates. And I can pay my titanium drill a visit. Oh no, I already have 3 of 3. We already have all the plates. Now, I'm obviously going to want to get, like, way more titanium than I currently have. But, you know, that's for eventual. So it seems to me like after this batch of fabrication, we're going to be out of copper. And I don't have a lot of copper left in this furnace. So copper is our mining need of the highest mining need. Now, here's the thing. It might make sense. What's attacking me? It might make sense for me to have a dedicated pick for copper. I wasn't necessarily planning on it. I think the worms might have respawned. Like, randomly heard. Oh, yeah, okay, you respawn. Come on. That explains it. But yeah, so what I was just saying is I might want a dedicated pick for copper, but I don't think I'm actually going to do that because it's going to require a lot of even more like tool grind, and I just don't want to commit to that. So what I need to do is go find a new cave for copper, because the 2 nearest caves to me we've basically already tapped out, and we'll need somewhere new as a result. So let's round up our doing the global whistle. Round up our tuskers and head to another cave. I wonder if I'm going to get to a point where I will have pulled up all the berry bushes around me to the point where, like, I can't get berry seeds anymore. Obviously not. I mean, this tundra is massive, so chances of that are basically 0, but still. I still have wood in my hotbar? I do. Luckily, I've got Tall Paul and Pedersk over here that will carry my burdens. Here you go. So for the mats processor, I believe we now have all, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we have all of the aluminum that we need already. So it's just a matter of getting like copper and gold. Ooh, sketchy. All right, I'm not going to lose another tusker here. What I could do is I could tell them to wait on this side, and for me to just scramble over to the other side. I think I'll do that. You guys wait here. Because I can just, like, carefully fall, if there is such a thing. And then, once I want out, I'll, like, build my way back up. But I don't trust the tuskers to come down here without going splat. And with my luck, I'm going to, like, turn the corner. It's going to be a polar bear. Nope, it's a little up. I can handle that. I came over here because I think that there's a cave. This looks like cave stone, maybe? Oh, yeah, there's cave stone. Alright, so another cave. And we're looking for titanium. We're looking for copper. Those would be the highest two. Whoa, okay. Alright. I have 11 ramps, but I could easily be convinced that they're not enough for a cave of this magnitude. So let's go back outside and get, like, just a whole bunch more ramps. Okay, you're gonna annoy me, aren't you? Whoa, total miss. Give me my arrow back. Give it. Give it. So if you ever want to get an arrow but you don't want to skin, you can just pick them up, drop them, and you'll get your arrow back. If they're a creature that you can, like, lift up. Big if. Alright. So we are... Whoops. Wrong slot bar. I'm just trying to make some more thatch ramps because this new cave doesn't look like it's a deadly drop or anything like that, but, like, I'm obviously going to want the capacity to build myself back out of it. 14 more. That should be good. All right, into the cave we go. Oops. Ah, you love these playthroughs? Well, thank you for tuning into a stream. I appreciate it. Interestingly, well, all right. Let's do it like this. This will be a little weird. No, this actually is perfect. We'll build... Yeah. Great. And then I can use the same ramp to get out. Perfect. This cave obviously is hella resources. Like, tons. There's even a bunch of titanium, which is great. Because titanium is a big bottleneck. So... that's fantastic. All right. For this run, I'm going to mostly grab copper. Because that's what we needed the most of for electronics. And then... bring the copper I have over to the Tuskers and then come back for other stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of titanium in here. I'm very happy about that. Now, what about deep sites? I don't see deep metals, interestingly. There's no deep mining down here. And I don't see any other ledges that such a site would be up there, but maybe, because I see that there's another ledge up there. In fact, let's investigate. No, I didn't. Let's try that again. That didn't really work out. No, this isn't really... this isn't much of a ledge. I'll like leave these ramps here. I mean, they're cheap enough I can leave them. But that wasn't like an extra part of the cave or anything like that. Alright, back to the Tuskers. Also drop off the stone that I grabbed too. That I obtained from mining my way in. I can't believe I have not been stalked by a slinker yet. I'm kind of disappointed, if anything. I mentioned slinkers last stream, but they're like... they're ambush predator cats. Well, they're kind of feline. I think they're cat-like. And they stalk you. So they, like, choose not to actively hunt you. They'll stalk you instead, which is fascinating. Until, you know, you're victimized by them. But fascinating all the same. Come on, let me end the ramp. No, end. Because this doesn't have to be, like, Tusker climbable. This is just a ramp for me. And it doesn't need to be permanent or anything. Actually, keep fibers. Alright, let's make some more thatch ramps. $25 more, that's fine. Ooh, I'm proficient at thatch ramp making. You love how they pray forever? Yeah, it's fascinating. It's animal AI that we haven't seen before. They're obviously like experimenting with it, but I really like the concept of a predator that like is fully capable of fighting, but they like stalk you instead. It's neat. Well, this is a very tame windstorm. It's like a green windstorm, so not anything to be too afraid of. After all that copper we just grabbed, I think what I'll do is I'll grab the titanium now. How difficult would it be to build a bridge over that ravine? Not very difficult. I know there's more, I'm just making sure I don't miss any, because often when there are nodes like way up on the ceiling or whatever, they're easy to overlook. So to go beyond just answering your simple question, Krieg, I generally don't build external infrastructure projects to gain access to areas that I only need access to a few times ever. Because obviously right now my like thatch ramps are being destroyed by this windstorm. But for me to invest in like a stonework bridge will take me 10 times more time than just building a few thatch ones over and over, if that makes sense. So I would only ever consider setting up a permanent bridge if it was like an area that I was going to traverse over and over and over again. Otherwise, it's just complete waste of effort as far as I'm concerned. And obviously, people play this differently, but I'm not like here trying to improve the terrain. That's not the goal of the series, so I don't do stuff like that. I'll make do with thatch. Alright, I'm basically full up. 139 out of 145. So let's bring this back to the Tuskers. I know I'm in the middle of a windstorm, but I don't really care. It's a pretty tame windstorm. It's not going to hurt me much. And what I will do is grab my iron hammer so I can repair the... Oh, Storkus. I don't even want to skin you guys. Just give me my arrows back. Yeah, permanent infrastructure for permanent needs. Exactly. So, like, if where we build our permanent base, there's like a deep ravine that is untraversable and like really annoying, then yeah, that's absolutely a candidate to build some sort of infrastructure project. But anything short of that, it's like, nope, that'd be nice to have, but you know. Because a ravine of the size, maybe that gap there, you could get away with like roughly a dozen stone floors or something. But that's still like a not insignificant amount of stuff to have to build. Granted, it would save me from situations like this, where this rickety piece of crap is breaking as I'm walking on it. It's exactly the same reason why I don't have a base, I have a cave. I'd rather deal with the, essentially, pneumonia lung that I get from living in a cave than having to build an actual base for something temporary. Oh, a slinker! Ah, you're stalking me! I'm being stalked by a slinker. So that's a slinker. He's kind of stuck. Or she, I don't know the gender. Because, like, they're in the ravine and can't get out. Oh, Jesus. Chill, trees, chill. Alright, bringing this stuff home to get it smelting. And that slinker might be back. That slinker is now, like... Well, I don't know if it actually can climb out of that ravine. So, this might be one of those unique situations where that slinker is kind of just stuck in the hole. But that was my first slinker in this run that I've seen. I know I didn't give you a very good picture of it, so it's still kind of like a cryptid as far as you guys are concerned, but if there's an opportunity... like, I didn't want to go down to the pit where I wouldn't be able to get out and my, like, ramps were crumbly. So, it will remain a cryptid until one stalks me all the way home, or something. So the way they work is they will, yeah, they're still stalking me, hypothetically. When you spot them, they try to hide from you. And then when you're not looking, they'll try to ambush you again. And if you get close enough or you start fighting them, they will commit to engaging. But generally speaking, they just try to avoid engagements unless you force it. Alright, so Petterska's here. Tall Paul's coming. Pettersk, are you the one carrying stuff? No, Tall Paul is. Okay, well that's... And then here's some storm damage. So this thing took 7% storm damage. Ironically, the storm actually increases the wind power that's available, but then it you know, gets broken by the wind, so it's... You have to eventually fix it. So, I'm putting the copper in the front of the smelt queue, because that's what we need the most for the electronics. And we're up to 38 of 60, so we're actually pretty close in the greater scheme of things. I think Tall Paul is fighting something right now, so I'm going to go help. Oh yeah, he's right there. He's fighting Storkus. And Gribblers. Just don't want him to croak. So you've got... Maybe I will do fall damage resistance. The one advantage of the Slinkers is the Slinkers can have fall damage immunity, which is pretty awesome in their skill tree. It's the only critter that like can be set up to not take fall damage. So if you like to ride around, if you like, the issue with them and why I'm choosing Raptors over them is Slinkers aren't very tanky and they don't regenerate very well. So they're bad combat pets, but they're good travel pets. They are maybe around the utility of like a moa. Moas are the birds that are like super hyper fast. So they're about that good. They're like moa good. Mostly because of their fall damage immunity, I would say. All right. How close are we to materials? So, yep, immediately out of copper wire. Who would have thunk? Plus, you know, raptors. Yes, exactly. Raptors also are, have like, they're just more interesting to breed because they have genotypes and phenotypes, whereas Slinkers do not have phenotypes. Don't land on me, bruh. Give me some space. I'm telling them to just stay here and chill. All right. After all that, we have got everything we need except for 13 electronics. We're quite close. And as far as the electronics go, we have lots of copper in the queue here. So yeah, it's really only a matter of time. I think what I'll do while I wait for that, let's repair the lantern, is go empty out my titanium drill. And repair the wind turbine that just took damage from that windstorm. And also, like, maybe the Slinkers. No, the Slinker's probably not still stalking me. I'm sure it's trapped in that ravine and then just, like, lost interest. Because they won't chase you indefinitely. So if they lose the ability to, like, track you, they'll give up. It's not like a snail that broke out of, like, a metal orb. You know, they're not that persistent. Or evil spirit with a spoon, yes. The Iwo Sabe, what was his name? Kimosabe? No, not Kimosabe, something different. Again and again and again. Sorry, I digress. Nothing like a skulker spawning here. Like, it wasn't here a second ago. But I'll let the big guys deal with it. Outsourced and all. I mean, to some degree or another, the animals around here just help to level grind me. No, come on. Come on. Come on. So this is the difference between aggressive and defensive. So I'm going to set Tall Paul on aggressive. Defensive is like, they will only... The Skulk, they would help defend me if I got hit by the Skulk, but as long as I'm evading, they don't see it as a problem. Whereas aggressive, it's just like anything that would ever attack me gets attacked first. Throw in the first stone, or whatever. And I had done that to Tall Paul intentionally, because Tall Paul was, like, wounded before, but, you know, is not anymore. Not as wounded. Alright. How close are we? And then once we have the materials processor, I will need to make composites. So the whole grind here, as a little reminder, is so that, God, where is it? I skipped over it. Titanium. Yes, we want composite paste, which then makes composites, because the power creature deterrent requires 15 composites to craft. And then there's also some other things that I like might want composites for, like armor or whatever. Like there's a lot of other uses for it. All right, at the moment, it looks like organic resin is the bottleneck. Oh no, it shouldn't be, because I just made a whole bunch. I had a whole bunch. 9. Oh god, we're so close. We're just a few away from materials processing. Sweet. Ooh, and it leveled up. Let's get Ranger Sense for wild creatures when captured or tamed have a chance to get better stats. And then for Solo Point, low maintenance is pretty calling to me right now, but I could also be convinced to go like more combat route. So I'm going to do max health. I haven't died yet in this run, and like max health will help me keep that going, maybe, possibly. Alright, there's all the electronics I need for the math processor. It's done. Well, once they craft. I do think that a battery, even though they're not like... They're pretty cheap, and I think they're going to be pretty helpful. So I also want to get a battery with the math processor, so that my one wind turbine doesn't like completely get overwhelmed. So I'm going to get a little bit of refined wood here. And in order to make a battery, I need 4 electronics. Done. And then 6 sheets. And 2 titanium plates. Ooh, I don't like the cost of that, but I'll do that anyway. So, let's put titanium in the front of the queue here, so that's the first thing to smelt so I can make the plates. So now we have the mats processor. Get this set up. Doesn't really matter where. Because all of this, of course, is temporary. And that gives us the ability to make composite paste. So we need at least 15 composite paste for the creature deterrent. Build creature deterrent is the current priority. And battery. I'll add battery to the list too. So for these, we'll need platinum ore or gold ore, silica, iron, and resin. We have silica, we have iron right here. Platinum is in the closest cave, so we can get that. And then resin we do have here as well. Do I have enough vitamin D living in the cave? No, honestly. Where's my, oh, they're way over here. Well, they're aggroing now. So, headed to grab a little bit of platinum ore so I can make some composites. Yeah, I am in a spacesuit. Where was the platinum? It was down here, I think. Oh, there's titanium in the roof. I don't... whoa, Belle! Thank you for the massive cheer. I don't recall seeing the titanium here, but I'm glad I came back and checked. Hold on, I'll drink to that. Cheers, man. I hope we won a raffle. I can never dodge those. The AoE on the spit is like big enough that like they're low-key not dodgeable. Unless you have like a ledge to hide behind or something. Not that it really hurts. There are other poisons in the game. Oh, the platinum's right here. There are other poisons in the game that are like way worse than just like baby cave worm poison. Like there's a new enemy in the swamp, and its poison is like in a league of its own. Well, okay, nothing's quite like the null zone animal afflictions, but whatever. I digress. All right, so we got a little titanium, we got a little platinum. Let's bring this back. This cave is basically done. There's like nothing. I didn't leave anything. Well, no, that's not true. There is actually something in the water down here. Don't hit the... Okay, no fall damage. Good. There was aluminum down here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Are we done? I think. What's that? It's just a lump? Oh, it's a stalagmite? Tight. I never remember the two. Yeah, alright. This cave is full cleared now. I don't believe there's anything left. I love the, like, hypothermia prevention that these guys offer. And let's water them, too. I've mentioned this before, but, like, animals can't actually die from dehydration or starvation. They just will get a bunch of stat debuffs. But you know what? It looks like the entrance to my cave is being trolled. So, come hither. Oh, it's Drossix. Never mind. I couldn't tell at a distance, but Drossix are passive critters, so it's no problem. Alright, materials processing. So here is 15 composites. Done. The wind turbine produces enough electricity to keep this up. But we did want the battery. So here are the 2 titanium plates for the battery. And then we just need some copper wires for it. And we'll have the battery up in no time. Sweet. So we got the battery up, and then now that we have the battery, we can just solely focus on the creature deterrent. And the really expensive part of the creature deterrent, obviously, was the composite paste. But now that we have a materials processor, like, composites are no problem. So composites can only be processed in the electronic furnace, and this is going to work at 31% slower because I'm not generating enough power for it. But it will eventually process this stuff, so it's not... I don't need to make another wind turbine right now. Now, if I had this battery plugged in and charged up prior, it would be helping to buffer the lack of power, but I don't. So the rest of the... Now that I have the battery, we're only trying to make the creature deterrent at the moment. And there will be other things needing added to the list I had mentioned prior, like advanced pistol, for instance, is one such item I'm going to want prior to going, but I digress. Now that we have the composites for the deterrent, we're going to need 25 electronics and a lot of titanium plates. So a lot of those titanium plates are just like waiting for this titanium to process. But this is probably... Let's do quick math. So a stack of titanium, 100, makes 20 ingots. And 20 ingots makes almost 7 plates. So I do have enough... I have more than enough titanium already in the furnace for the 5 plates needed. So that's squared away, I guess. But what I will need, because I'm planning on I'm planning on getting the advanced pistol is even more titanium. Much, much more titanium than I've currently harvested. So the checklist, other things in the checklist that I could do is the seed grinder. I think before I forget to do it, because it's easy to overlook, because it's like something that you self-craft. Do I even have it? Oh my god, I don't even have the tech. Is to get a seed grinder, because there's a lot of seeds that are native to this biome, the seed extractor, that are not native to the desert. And I'm going to want to bring the seeds in order to grow like yeast and berries and wheat with me to the... Actually, the desert has some wheat, but it doesn't have wheat, it doesn't have berries, it doesn't have some of the other... yeast, berries, etc. It doesn't have some of the stuff that you would want. So, getting a seed extractor is yet another side task. And then to grind up the seeds that are native here and to bring them with me. They don't weigh very much. I also could do like a seed pouch in order to cut weight. That wouldn't necessarily be unreasonable, I think. Here we go. Seed extractor, done. What about bullets? Yes, the handgun will use bullets. I'm not too worried, oddly enough, about bullets, and I talked about this last stream, but like, there's some other easier ways to get bullets. So, not a big deal. Another thing we're going to want is enough stone pieces to be able to like construct a base instantly once we get to the desert for shelter. Because once I'm in the desert, I'm not going to be living in a cave anymore. I'm going to be living in a self-built base. And the initial base I'm going to build is obviously not going to be the full blueprint of the base I'm going to want eventually. It's going to be much, 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 much smaller to be affordable and transportable. But that's another thing that we're going to want to construct prior. Is enough space to put all our deployables, all the stuff that we're bringing here with us, over to the new spot. You know, because basically everything built in this area, we're going to want to bring with us. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus Elysium, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow prospectors.